Right, so a friend or maybe a complete stranger gives you a good recommendation about a betting app, says, "Hey brother, this is the best thing ever, so you should definitely try it." Well, maybe you will. You go online, you find it, find the link, download it, install it, register, all the good stuff. But then, as soon as you start using it, you notice that something's wrong, like you're getting really paranoid. So you think, okay, I should probably give it a try and should like withdraw my money and see how it works, if it does work at all. And then you see that it doesn't. So it's kind of slow. Nothing really happens. Your request is just sitting there. And, well, support, whenever you talk to them, are not really helpful, to say the least. So what do you do next? You can keep using it, which is probably not a good idea. You can keep messaging support. And yes, you should do that because you actually want to withdraw your money or like resolve any other issues that you have. Or you can stay away from sports betting altogether, and that's good if this is what you want to do. But there's another solution. You can find a better betting app.
Yeah, boy.
Well, and a reliable brand, and this sounds like a good idea. So the first sports betting brand on the list is Paripesa, or whatever it's pronounced. So this is an international brand, but it's quite prominent in Nigeria, and there's a good reason for that. Now, before we move any further, I'd like to tell you that going further in the video, all the links to the betting websites, to the apps, to the review pages, yes, we have review pages for every single thing we recommend here. They're all in the description below, so whenever you want to know more about something, just go down there, get your links, follow the page, and read whatever you need. So the reason why we put Paripesa on the top of the list is because they're probably one of the best betting apps in Nigeria to bet on football. And as I know, like me, myself, and a lot of you probably are mostly interested in football, so this is kind of the go-to solution that you have probably for the next year. I don't think that anything better will come up within the next year. So they really have a cool interface. They have a lot of leagues covered. They have live streams for like pretty much any sports, any football league, even like the ones that you don't fucking care about. You can still watch those streams. Like that's quite interesting. And they also have a good coverage of markets. They have odds boosts. So they have something that's called those enhanced offers, which you can personally take advantage of quite easily if you're a smart bettor. Yeah, so for football, they're good all around. Now, if you don't yet have an account with them, you can see the promo code on the screen. Use that to register, and then you'll get an extra warm welcome from Paripesa. And also, you can share it with your friends if you want to be a good friend. If you don't, then just keep it to yourself. So the next entry on our list is N1Bet. So they have the second spot. And the reason behind that is that they're sort of a safe bet. And yes, the pun is intended. A safe bet when it comes to the Nigerian betting scene. They might be seen as dodgy in other markets, but among Nigerian bookmakers and among international brands that are around, they're really one of the most solid ones. So that's why we still recommend to use them. And they have a good app. So the app is just good. It works on many different devices and doesn't have high system requirements. Now, you can also see the promo code on the screen. Feel free to use that. As always, you're welcome. And so the reason their platform is good is because they have quite a lot of content. And we won't really spend too much time talking about them because they're famous and you probably know about them. You probably know people who use them. You can check out our review page, again, with the link in the description. But as for the category, they're good for football betting. For football, they're really as good as Paripesa. Now, moving on to number 3 on the list, it's Parimatch. So they haven't been around in Nigeria. I think been around for over a year or so. But as you may know, they're like a huge name in the sports industry. They're huge in the betting industry, so everyone knows them, really. Like almost everyone, probably your grandma knows them. Now, in Nigeria, they're legit, which is good because they're licensed by the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, and that's always a good sign. So your funds and your data are protected under local laws for whatever that's worth. Now, what they're good for and why we decided to feature them here is they're good for beginner bettors. So they really have like a simple interface, and you're not overwhelmed by stuff. So if you're like looking for like a simple thing, you want to go place some bets, maybe build a nice accumulator bet, it's all here. It's easy to access, and it's all right in front of you. It's also available for iPhones, so you can download it directly from the App Store. Not all betting brands have that. Parimatch does, so good for them and for you, I guess. And yeah, one thing to note here is their interface, the user interface of the application, is really identical to their mobile website, which is kind of lazy for a big company like that, but it is what it is. Yeah, one of the next companies that I want to talk about is Mozzartbet. They're a huge company. Again, have a lot of years of experience, one of the oldest bookmakers in the world, if not the oldest one. So yeah, and they're open in Nigeria. They're licensed by local regulator, so you can consider them like a proper local betting brand. The reason I feature them here is that like they're big, they have a lot of money, and they provide a good service. They have a betting app that you can download and check it out. You can find all the links below, as said before. But in general, won't spend too much time on them because the app isn't the best. To be fair, I mean, you can get it on iPhone, which is good, but it's it's a bit ugly. It's too simplistic. But then, if you're into simplicity in these kind of things, then this might just be the thing for you. So, as you can see on the video, how it looks. Now, before I say goodbye and wish you good luck, I'd like to tell you about some other betting companies that I didn't devote a segment of the video to. Not because they're bad or anything, just because I didn't want to make the video too long. So the first one is Bangbet. They're a really cool company. They work in a number of African countries. They're kind of like purely African. They have a strong Nigerian presence, a really cool betting company. I really like them personally. And they definitely deserve a separate video about their app, which I will do in the future. Yeah, so definitely check them out if you want to. The app is on the website. Again, the link's below. And let's move on. The second one that we didn't mention in the video specifically is N1Bet. So as many companies that I talked about earlier, they're an international brand. They have a really interesting football betting interface. I wouldn't say that it's like worse or better. It's just interesting. It's unusual. And that might be something that you want to check out. Finally, the last one that I'd like to tell you about is OneWin. I personally, again, really like them myself. They have a really fun-looking website. They have a really cool app. The app is only available for Android devices. So on an iPhone, you'd still have to use their website. They have a lot of cool things about them. For example, they give out free bonus money to everyone every day. So there's like a bonus lottery that you can take part in, which is a really fun thing. And also, you can make a deposit with any local Nigerian bank, but you have to remember that even though you can deposit from a bank, you cannot withdraw from a bank, to a bank, I mean. So if you want to withdraw, if you want to use OneWin, then you have to make sure that you can either use perfect money or you're well versed in cryptos. So if you want to withdraw your winnings, it's either perfect money or cryptos. Other than that, a perfect good